Ah! Oh my goodness.
Skip it up and down.
What the Sigma?
Kevin's a mom?
And they love this kind of fish, right? You see the leeches in there on his tongue?
Gee, I sure hope I don't get the bird flu from this.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Urban Rescue Branch. That's why Unc went and got a low-tape but fade. And now that I live in this trailer with my 9-foot Nile crocodile that we got for free. That's right, a beautiful man surrendered this 9-foot Nile crocodile here. And I'll post more about this later in the summer, but the Yoink Man himself came all the way from Florida to help us release this guy in the pond. And we do not need a single permit to own this in the state of Texas. But check this out, you guys. Look at this beautiful girl. I can finally wear this mullet. And we built this culvert just in time because this pond is as full as it will ever be. We have a lot of nice aquatic vegetation over there now. A lovely little area to sit here and watch all the creatures living here at the pond. And all of Kevin's grandkids grew up, and this one's even got a little messed up beak. Look at that guy. And as you guys can see, we got 2 snapping turtles in this week. This one's an alligator snapping turtle, and this one is a common snapping turtle. They're similar, but not the same at all. This guy got hit by a car. I figured, what a little treat for us today. I get to show you guys both species. This guy is a little aggressive. Beautiful little baby boys. You can see he's got that little diamond eye. Meanwhile, this beautiful little dinosaur has a little brown eye. But what a little treat to be able to show you guys both species. This little guy is about ready to be released. And while these guys are native here in Central Texas, they're a lot more common in East Texas and over in Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. But for now, I'm just gonna put this guy in here while we change out their water. And we're gonna transfer this guy to All Things Wild to see if we can help him out with his shell. But he should be just fine. These guys are tough. Just to show you guys one more time, these are the common snapping turtle and the alligator snapping turtle. 2 beautiful little guys. You can see the leeches on the mouth of this one. You see the leeches in there on his tongue. Let's go ahead and get these little leechertons out of his mouth. But these beautiful little leechertons will do just fine in our fish tank. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in there in a bit. Okay, you guys, now that it is nice and 70 degrees at night, no matter what, every night, I'm gonna go ahead and grab Gustavo now. You guys can see he is now way too big for me to just grab him all nonchalant. Having said that, yeah, my hand can barely wrap around his neck. Do you guys remember when he came in 2 years ago now? Completely emaciated, the tip of his tail was just missing. Now he is a big, beautiful boy. Look at that, and all of his teeth have come back in. But before he was missing half of his teeth. We did a great job of getting this guy back to health. Boo-boo moment. Oh my goodness, look at this dog. Boo-boo moment, and this is our little blind spectacled caiman, if you guys remember that. She cannot see a thing, and she came out of the egg that way. That's why we call her Freak Bob. We can go ahead and put her in here. And we also have this soft-shelled turtle that came in with a little injury on his back. As you can see, it's healed up completely now. But we've gotten a few of these guys, typically with hooks in their mouths. This is what their bellies look like. They also typically come in from fishermen that watch our channel and want to meet us, like a good percent of these other guys. But while we go ahead and drain all those and move it out, I'm gonna go ahead and take these leeches and put them in the tank. And these little red foxes are doing really well. That's right, in addition to raising several neonatal gray foxes over the last month, we also got 2 red foxes for the first time. This is the perfect enclosure for them. We got 2 big things of water, tons of natural grass and weeds for them to run around in. Eventually they'll learn to climb. And these little guys are thriving in here. You can see they're very friendly with me, but these guys do not trust other people.
Please like this video or I might touch you.
But just like with Boo Boo, our coyote, if you guys remember. And if you don't remember, this precious little boy was our first ever coyote pup that we raised last year. And we eventually did release him into the wild after mixing him with another coyote pup that came in later. Boo Boo was super friendly with me and he loved me and maybe 1 or 2 other people. But if someone new comes in here, these guys are just absolutely horrified. And I'll post more about this later this summer. And I was going to leave this as a surprise for you guys, but we got another coyote pup that was effectively blind, that was orphaned. Please keep her in your prayers, but this would be our first ever female coyote pup that we've gotten at the rehab. It's gonna take a miracle for this girl to pull through. Even though they're still just little puppies, we try to establish at a super young age that other humans are not friendly and you should not approach them. But oh my goodness, look at this little puppy. They're so different from the little gray foxes. I think they're a lot more intelligent and they have more personality, at least. We still got these raccoons in here. They got this whole space all to themselves. And these bob tibbies still love their little enclosure set up here. Pretty soon we'll be moving these guys over to the new property so they can have a little more space. And I was also going to keep this a surprise, but now that she's doing much better, we actually got a little bobcat that's blind as well. This little guy was in a brush pile fire. What the Sigma? You can see his little whiskers were singed. But yes, this is the 6th bobcat we've gotten in the last 8 months. But this is my aquascape, you guys. I did this all by myself, widowy. I think these beautiful little leechertons are gonna love it in here. How neat is that, you guys? Now we can say we have wild leeches in our fish tank. Right next to an Ammonite and Whistling Diesel's Ferrari. Now that I don't actually live here and we got 3 guys living here taking care of all the animals, the house is actually staying kind of clean. There's still a lot of work to do. The garage is now clean, and now our makeshift songbird office, where we also have a bunch of Rhea chicks that Kevin hatched out a while ago. But we're gonna go ahead and put this guy in the brooder. Let me take a quick look under you, Kevin. I just need to take a quick, excuse me. And over the next couple of days, Kevin actually hatched out 3 more infant precious little babies, but I do have to put them in the brooder or else they'll just get murked by coyotes. Probably Boo Boo, who's still out there somewhere.
Kevin is finally being a good dad.
And if I haven't edited that together, I'm sorry. But Uncle Ben just doesn't have time for all that editing. I'll get to it eventually, and then you guys will have like 40 videos. These guys are about ready to move outside, especially now that it's also getting 70 degrees at night. Boo-boo moment. This is what the office looks like now, you guys. We got the porch all turfed up. We got a little table for volunteers to eat at. We got our fridge all stocked for the songbirds. We have a little scale here for hawks and owls. We now have the whole place painted a decent color. And we also painted over all the hawk and owl poop that was in here. We have a nice big sink here. We're thawing out a little Ratterton. But now we have all of this space to goof around and raise songbirds. And yes, we've raised dozens of songbirds and cringe creatures like this over the last couple months, and I'll be posting footage of all of that eventually. But if you guys want faster updates, you can check out our Instagram.
Gee, I sure hope I don't get the bird flu from this.
And last night, someone dropped off another little robin for us without even calling. I don't even know what these stupid things are. And we even have a little nest here that someone brought in. So when all the baby songbirds come in, we just put them in here in the nest. Right now, we don't have any because I keep giving them all to Pam. Having said that, we do have this precious little baby green heron. And we also painted the bathroom, and it actually looks pretty nice. And this place is finally livable again for the first time in over a year. Unc actually locked in. And this is our precious little green heron. If you guys have been watching, these guys eat a lot, and we get about 5 or 6 of these per year, especially after all the big storms we've been getting.
But look at this beautiful little creature. And they love just trying to fit anything they can in their mouth.
This is the porch setup, you guys. We got these 2 incubators. We got all these boys. We have 4 gray foxes that we raised here. Do you guys remember all those neonatal foxes? They are doing very well now. We have 2 little screech owls here, and one of them's red. A little kestrel that just came in that's not able to fly, and our little screech owl that we've been taking care of for a while now. But these guys are by far my favorite raptors, and I do love the kestrel too, but I think they're kind of mid. But this is a lovely little incubator setup for this precious little boy. Pretty soon we're going to teach him how to hunt minnows like we did last year. This is the porch setup. Everything is nice and clean for the most part out here, and we are literally using every building to rehab animals. I've also gotten a ton of white-tailed deer, and I'll show you guys a clip of that.
And I actually get so many of these things that I have people just drop them off for me at church nowadays.
All right, Sigmas, I just got a haircut, and now I am officially chopped. Dang, Unc really went and got a low tapered fade. I'm gonna put this guy down. But most of those whitetail I am giving away to other rehab because they can do a better job than we can. Oh my goodness, look at these little puppies. As you can see, we got 4 of them, and this one is the run. These guys are very precious and special, and they do not love us. Ones that don't want to kill me are the ones that are just a little bit shy, like this one. But boy, did it take a lot of work to get these guys to be the size they are now.
Look at these stupid little things.
But how cool is it that we actually have both species of native Texas fox here? And we do have 2 other random species, but we're never gonna actually get those here this far north. Garbanzo Beans has a new wife now that we caught downtown. She's a domestic rowan, and it's a big, beautiful female for this little boy. We also have these cringe little ducks that somebody abandoned here. And this beautiful little goose that we found at the farmer's market attacking people has done an amazing job of raising this little Canada goose.
Wild that this goose literally just was here at the farmer's market.
And my rule of thumb, you guys, is if you can pick them up with your hands, they belong on your farm. So this is now our goose.
Yup, that sure is a goose.
Another day, another successful farmer's market visit. We sold 5 dozen eggs. We sold one of the Kevin eggs because they're too expensive and people don't want to pay $50 for our stinky old eggs. And we caught this goose that was following people around and attacking them at the farmer's market. Also, we was selling eggs for like 3 months. We're not doing it anymore. It was too much work, and also we got kicked out. And while I enjoyed meeting a lot of you guys and LARPing as an egg farmer for a couple months, it was not profitable at all, and we got kicked out for not showing up on time. But it was excellent for aura farming, as you can see. So eventually this guy will either stay here or migrate away. But I'm super thankful that this guy healed up. This is Gooserton Alps. He's got messed up legs and he was a singleton orphan. I don't know if he's gonna survive or not. Thanks to this cringe farmer's market goose, he did. I have a few very pregnant fallow deer that just hang out here. And these are the fallows that we traded a long time ago for those cappy. All of the deer and the elk I got here were absolutely free. And we still have this lovely pond with an alligator gar in it. And I'm basically just breeding shiners in here to feed our wildlife. But these fallow are pretty chill with me now. They don't really come up to me and eat out of my hand unless I have a ton of food. Boy, oh boy, have we been getting all kinds of flooding here. As you guys saw earlier at the other property, all of my ponds are completely full and flooded. And I see all kinds of cool wildlife that just lives here, especially tree frogs. But there they are, you guys. Look at this. My favorite little animals. This is the green tree frog and this is the gray tree frog. And my farm is one of the very few places that has both species of native tree frog. Get back, garbanzo beans! Ah! The vultures are still thriving in this flight pen. We still have not gotten any eagles. But this is my Elkerton. She's very friendly and she was invasive here in Texas. A lot of times people farm them here to hunt and they will escape. And this is one of the fallow deer, and I assume she just had a baby. She's over here in the oh my goodness. And fallow deer are just livestock in Texas, but they're native to the Middle East and Israel.
Oh my goodness, look at this dog named Boo Boo. Hello, precious little creature. You are just perfect.
She really gave birth right by the beehive. Oh, and this little guy can run. But now that our fallow are giving birth, and I kept the pregnant females here so that they can raise our white-tailed deer that are coming in. But good heavens, look at this precious little creature. And the good Lord has blessed us with a lot of animals this year. Kevin's son is still horrible and mean. And as you guys can see, this one is flooded a little bit as well. Having said that, there's a hawk in here that I need to catch and release. And there's a great horned owl that we've been raising for months now. Stop it, you guys. You have plenty of food. Man, these guys get aggressive when they're hungry. And even though we lost our spot at the farmer's market, so stop going to the farmer's market, you guys. We're not going to be there. We still have all these chickens and a flightless turkey vulture. And there's the owl right there. You see him flying. But first things first, let's go ahead and release this beautiful great horned owl. We have had this guy in here for so long now. We also have this red shoulder hawk up here that was hit by a car, and now he's doing very well. And he is very ready to go back to the wild. And it looks like most of my quail have been eaten, you guys. So I'd say it's definitely time to release these fellas. I'm also going to start doing some conservation work with this flight pen for the native bobwhite quail, which are threatened now. And as long as I release 25% of them, the government will actually subsidize us. And all these chickens and this guinea over here have infinite free water to drink. And even with all these chickens in here, the grass stays nice and green. And Karen is still laying eggs here, but these are eating eggs. Because if I hatched them out, they'd be inbred. So we're gonna go ahead and eat these. But man, look at that beautiful elk. She'll warm up to me eventually, but for now, she gets along with all the other animals just fine. And whoever dumped these ducks here really gave them the jackpot of all places to live. Big Pounce and Tibby are still thriving, and they have all of this space and infinite food and chickens to eat. And honestly, you guys, by separating DeBaby and his wife and putting them in here alone, with all this fresh grass, food, and water, he got all of his muscle back. Some of you guys might get triggered about this, but we do have a little native population of prairie dogs here. We could not keep them in our owl enclosure and hawk enclosure because they would just get killed. And now they are thriving in their actual historical native range, because prairie dogs used to live everywhere in Texas before we came and built all these highways and killed them all. But okay, let's go ahead and catch this little guy. Oh, too easy, you guys. It's too easy. I've been doing this too long. It's just too easy. Let's just go ahead and let him go. We don't need to hold him. Get out of here, boo-boo. You don't want no part of this owl release. All right, buddy, get out of here. Go. There we go. And now he's finally going back to the wild. But okay, let's go ahead and catch this hawk. I am the only person to ever employ this method. Now you guys may think that was less professional than it should have been, or a little less based. But what would have been worse was for me to just let this guy run into the walls back and forth and be stressed out. Now this beautiful little boy is not going to be stressed out anymore, and we can just go ahead and set him outside and release him. I don't think he's going to hurt any of our animals. And this is actually a Swainson's hawk. It is not a Cooper's hawk. We're going to go ahead and just release this guy right here. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and release this guy here. This is the perfect place for him. And I think he's going to enjoy freedom with his new fixed wings. I'm gonna let these guys fly and stretch their wings a little bit. And we just went and caught all the chickens from in there and moved them out here. And now this enclosure is gonna be perfect for the conservation work for the bobwhite quail. So until we get an eagle or an osprey, which won't be for a little while, that enclosure is gonna be just perfect for breeding bobwhite quail, which are native to Texas. Stop it, stop. But these guys love stretching their wings and flying around everywhere here. Oh, get back, garbanzo beans! Ah! Elk moment. Come on, guys, let's go. And if I haven't showed you guys yet, we also have these baby vultures, but these guys did not like me at all. Matter of fact, they hate me, and they're gonna be going back to the wild just fine. But obviously, I will not be filming these guys because we do not need 2 more imprinted vultures here. Also, we planted a tree here, and we went ahead and turned this little thing into a hawk mews. Perfect for falconry or perfect for quarantining raccoons. We finally have electric that's gonna be ran here pretty soon. And just like how I started the video, we're gonna be ending it here at the new property, where we now have so much water here that the wild whistling ducks actually come and hang out. But look at this, you guys. We even have a wild green heron here, and we have one of their babies. But we also have all of this hyacinth here that should be multiplying, and that's gonna help filter out the cappy poo in here really well. And here we are, you guys, Unk finally locked in. We have this lovely crocodile enclosure here with a 9-foot Nile. We can legally rehab cougars and bears in this enclosure, and we can legally rehab any other carnivore fauna in here from Texas. The rhea are just free ranging everywhere, and they love it here. We have a little viewing area here where kids from the city schools can come out and watch us feed this crocodile. The water turned green immediately, but that is just expected to happen, and that's how it looks at every facility unless you constantly drain it and refill it. But this is what it looks like when we filled it up. You can see this was from about a week prior. I'm sure there's some ways we can add some filtration. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Next time I pump stuff out, I'm gonna reseal it a little bit and do some other little tweaks here and there to make it a little cleaner. And it'll always look like that again if we just go ahead and drain it and refill it with the well water that we have here. This big gate is locked, and I am the only person that is allowed to go in here because at any given time a 9-foot croc could just jump out of here and get you. And we taped her up here for transport for her own safety. She's really kind of sweet. And these rhea are actually amazing for eating all these little weeds and plants that the other things won't eat. And pretty soon all the deer are gonna be eating these monkey balls. These guys love eating these big leaves. But man, we've been getting hammered with rain, but all of these guys are gonna drop those apples too. And the cappies and deer love coming over here to eat their food. And per usual, Gord and Quandale are eating all their food in the bucket. Gee, there sure are a lot of thorns out here. But let's check and see if Kevin hatched out any more babies. Come on, move. Oh my gosh, they just keep laying more eggs, you guys. We're gonna have to take these fresh ones and eat them. I don't think the rest of these are gonna hatch. But we got all kinds of prehistoric creatures on this property. Might as well call this place Jurassic Park. And just like in season 2 of the Urban Rescue Ranch, I am now moving into this trailer. And my goal is to edit the rest of these videos for you guys soon. But pretty soon I'm gonna go to Indonesia to help a zoo there start their wildlife rehab program. So sadly, Uncle Ben is not gonna be here to film too much of this stuff while I'm gone. But I'm leaving the place in very capable hands here. Also, I have to edit on my iPad or else it'll crash on my phone. These long videos just do not work on the iPhone. But every video I've ever made prior to this has been on my iPhone. But once I start doing seminary full-time next semester at Baylor, I won't have a ton of time to travel and take care of the animals and do the YouTube and all the other things. So I'd like to go get that set up and then help with my buddy in Australia before it gets too busy. And living in this trailer with this little cringe creature here and having a mullet is way more base than living in that fancy house where I'm doxxed. And I have several people coming just to meet me on a regular basis. And even people tying dogs to my mailbox. And things like this in conjunction with the small percentage of you that think it's okay to just show up to my house to meet me or kidnap animals to meet me is enough to make anybody want to quit YouTube. And I sure am no Luke from the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, but it sure is nice to take a little break every now and then. But here's a quick look at this enclosure. It's finally done. And these are the other fallow that we have here, but this is the last enclosure I have to show you guys. First, let's see if there's any herps under here. 2 Pacific toads, not too interesting. And this is the cougar and bear enclosure. In here, we can legally rehabilitate any native carnivore to the state of Texas. This is also 20 times nicer than the average primate enclosure in Texas. Matter of fact, I know some people that have green baboons, and they keep them in 8x8 kennels. So worst case scenario, if I lose my rehab permits and crash out horribly, I'll just start hoarding baboons. But that's it for now, you guys. I love you and I appreciate you. Thanks so much for watching my videos. I spent all of my money on this, and the rest of the money I had was for starting the wildlife rehab in Indonesia. I'm gonna go and do that for a while. I don't know when I'm gonna post again, but I'd like to start editing the old videos and posting those for you guys. But to all of you that are still actually here, that have your notifications turned on, thank you so much. I love you guys, I appreciate you.
But you're still getting touched if you don't like this video.
If it wasn't for you guys, literally none of this would have been possible. And because of your support, we have basically built the nicest wildlife rehabilitation facility anywhere in Central Texas. And I'd say probably the nicest wildlife rehabilitation facility that is manned by 1 to 3 people. Potentially anywhere in the world. But it's only a matter of time before all this stuff starts rotting. And it's obviously going to take a lot of upkeep to keep it going. But thank you guys so much for watching these videos and putting up with Uncle Ben crashing out, going through depression, and all other manner of my cringe. But thankfully, the good Lord above has been really provisional throughout all of that. And I know this is going to trigger you guys, but I would be nothing and nowhere without the grace and mercy of Jesus Christ. And I owe it all to the Lord above. Every day, I'm incredibly thankful that I'm not in a sad, soul-crushing tech sales job back in Austin, Texas. And gee, I can't believe it was only 4 years ago that we were in that position. Isn't God amazing? And while there's always going to be a lot of work to do here, I'm super thankful that I get to just hang out here and teach you guys about wildlife and rescue them for a living. It seems like yesterday I was a little kid on the school bus praying that God would make me like Steve Irwin when I grew up. And while I wouldn't necessarily compare myself to him, because he was mega based and I'm kind of cringe, how cool is it to be here in Texas where I can do a lot of the things that he did legally? And it's going to be a while before this big girl gets friendly. And honestly, that is just fine with me. Freaky little vulture always wants to look at these little babies in here. And we still have this precious little guy who cannot swim underwater because he's got air trapped in his skull. But pretty soon he should grow out of that and he's going to be just fine to go back to the wild. Oh, calm down. But we just got all these bobwhite quail. These guys are native to Texas. And look at this beautiful little girl just sitting here. She is so happy here at the pond. But for the most part, we finally cleared out all the little creatures that were in here. And even though they hop in the water sometimes, they can climb right out typically. But now we are officially doing more conservation work than 90% of people that claim to do conservation. But unlike the Cotornix quail, these guys will actually be able to procreate here on their own without any help from us or an incubator. What the Sigma? Why is this guy not even trying to bite? Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this big old bullfrog, you guys. This is the biggest bullfrog I've caught in so long. Oh my goodness. He's just sitting on the branch. What the Sigma? This little guy's gonna make a fine addition to our clan. Look at that monster water snake, you guys. I'm gonna go get Tippy. Do you want to eat this bullfrog? All right, everybody. This is where this little bullfrog is gonna be living. Hey, get out of here, Garbanzo Bean. This is your new home, Froggerton. Oh my gosh, he's huge. Garbanzo beans for scale. Look at this big frog. Oh, wow. Get back, Garbanzo beans. Ah! But we just went to the gas station and bought 600 minnows. All these guys are going in the pond. As you guys can see, the local toads love the hyacinth that we put in here. We're gonna go ahead and release all these shiners right here next to these freaky toads. And while some people spend hundreds of dollars on their aquarium fish, like fancy plecos and loaches, but all of these beautiful little creatures were a measly $10. This little guy was not thriving, so I'm gonna give it to our precious little baby. Oh my goodness! But now these guys serve the purpose of being aesthetically pleasing and food for our little green heron. But this is what the property looks like at night now. We're feeding the foxes right now, and these guys won't even eat in front of us, so we're raising them perfectly. Oh, heck no. Look at this nasty mama spider. Ew, ew. Okay, time to move this guy into his little enclosure. She sure isn't happy with me. No more free-range snake room for us here. Oh, hey, you bit yourself, sorry. And no more free-range snake room here at the Urban Rescue Branch. You know what? Let me just... Oh. Gotcha. Uncle Ben gets a little freaky after hours. And it's 10 o'clock in the day. Okay, guys, let's make this a cute little interactive video. Where should I put her? In this enclosure? I'm also just flexing my enclosures right now. This enclosure? Or this enclosure. But that one big beautiful berm can go in here and here. She can swim in here with this beautiful little long-nosed gar that we caught. Where did he go? Wow, look at this beautiful little boy that's just been living in here very comfortably for a while. But all right, this is the new and improved reptile room, as you guys can see. She's got multiple little enclosures to go in and hang out. She even has a tub to lay eggs in if she wants. But okay, this guy's healed up completely and he's about ready to go. He also had some leeches that we took off. Guys, this is such a beautiful little animal. Look at these little bumps that he's got. Just look at that beautiful guy. Matt, can you grab that little leaf out of his mouth real quick?
No, thank you.
Matt, I need you to take it out. You got to take that thing out for the shot. No, I don't. Often do you get a good long look at the inside of their mouth. Look at that beautiful thing. Poggers, how's about you come over? Poggers, get back here. Take a little look at this. Come on, Poggers, get over here. Take a little peek at this guy. All right, everybody, the day has finally come. I'm unboxing my first ever pair of American eel. I got them as bait. You can get these from bait stores online. I got it from No Fly Zone. And this is my dream fish. And they're still alive. Dude, that's so cool. Wow, this is my dream fish, you guys. I've always wanted an American eel. Ever since I was a kid watching Extreme Philly Fishing's YouTube channel, I've always wanted to catch one of these guys. People use them as bait for striped bass, but we are going to be keeping them as pets. I'm super excited for this. I'm just gonna let them sit here and acclimate for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and let them out in here, and they will have this whole place all to themselves, and they got infinite shiners to eat. And 4 or 5 leeches. Wow, this is the coolest fish ever. And these are the native American eels. These are here in our bodies of water, but for the most part. And this video is already too long for me to do a creature feature, maybe next time, but these guys are born in the ocean and then they slither all the way up into fresh water and they live the rest of their lives in fresh water. And this little guy's already getting stuck in Whistling Diesel's Ferrari. But that's it for now, you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, almost forgot to tell you. Even the lemon tree's doing better. But here is your scripture eel of the day. Give him a little scripture. Oh my goodness, this thing is perfect.